What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've been thinking, there is so much more to life than women. The red pill and even the manosphere, so much about it is female related. And I get it, dating and relationships is a huge thing going on in the world right now. It's in turmoil, feminism has flipped things upside down. People are just unhappy with the dynamic between men and women right now. So I get why the red pill and the manosphere are focused heavily on dating and relationships. But in reality, bro, if we're being so for real, women really don't play a major part in your life like that. The way I've seen it is just they just augment your life. They're like a nice addition to add on, but they're not the main thing, bro. When you're younger, when you're horny, when you just want to smash, or maybe you haven't had a lot of chicks yet and you're like putting them on a pedestal thinking that if I could just get one of these pretty girls in my life, everything would be amazing. And I don't blame men, young men or older men, for thinking this way, because we've been seeing this portrayed in the media, for so long, right? The guy is typically portrayed in movies as the one pining after the woman. He's chasing after her, pursuing her, willing to do crazy stuff, even emasculate himself and embarrass himself to get this woman to be a part of his life, profess his love. And it paints this idea in a man's head that if I can get one in my life, get a girl, life is going to be so amazing. Like, things are going to be better. They're going to be funner. I'm going to be happier. In reality, bro, I'll speak from my experience. In reality, in my experience, life got more stressful, bro. When I added the female element into my life, shit got stressful quick. Like, really stressful. And, I wasn't expecting that. It's not what is portrayed in the media. It's not what is portrayed in society. It's like, oh, go get the woman, that's where your happiness lies. Prior to dating chicks, I was just always happy. All I cared about was just sports, video games, and anime, bro. Like, there was no stress. Once a woman came into there, now I have to worry about emotions, feelings. I have to worry about, her. I have to worry about her cheating and manipulating, and it's just not something I expected to encounter. I really expected dating to be something more fulfilling. And I'm not saying I haven't had good relationships. I definitely have. And, relationships weren't all bad. But there's so much more to life than dealing with women. There's so much more to life than chasing chicks. And I really want you guys to understand that, right? Women are just a small portion of your life. They really are. Bro, are you happy with yourself? Because if you're not, a woman coming into that situation is not going to change it. You'll get some sex. You might, have some fun experiences here and there, but you're always going to be left with you at the end of the day. There's so much more to life than women, man. And I really wish the red pill would focus more on other aspects of the male experience other than just women. I really do wish that. And I understand, like I said, I understand men are struggling in the women department. But God, bro, I genuinely was more happy before women. Give me video games, give me some anime, give me the gym, and dude, I'm good. I'm happy. There was no stress. I think back on those days and I'm like, man, I thought I was missing out. I really thought I was missing out when, I would see all my buddies dating chicks and they're talking about who they're going out with and, I got this girl, I bagged this chick. I'm like, man, that seems to be a big aspect of life that I'm missing out on. You see, they only showed me the flashy parts, the pretty girl, the dates. They talked about the sex. They didn't talk about the stress. They didn't talk about the cheating. They didn't talk about the manipulation, the back and forth, the headaches, the annoying nonsense that comes along with it. They really didn't. They just portrayed it as this amazing thing. It's not until you experience it firsthand that you realize this experience really isn't as significant as you thought. And it oftentimes comes with a lot more baggage than, positives that it brings into your life. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go get a girl, you shouldn't date. I just really want to stress the idea that there's more to life than women, and getting a girl in your life is not all it's cracked up to be. It can be a great experience depending on the type of woman you have, but a lot of times, man, you're gonna find so much more peace and happiness outside of that. And I know if you're a guy right now who doesn't get a lot of chicks, that's doesn't compute for you, because anything you don't have is what your mind fixates on. And I understand that if you're thirsty, and someone who's over here who's not thirsty is telling you, hey, don't worry about water, it's not that big of a deal, you're gonna be like, bro, are you kidding me? I haven't drunk water in hours, in days. So I get it. Me as a guy telling you, chicks aren't all it's cracked up to be. I get girls. I don't have a problem with dating. You might want to dismiss that as just a guy. Well, easy for you to say. I know what you mean, because I've been in your shoes as the guy who didn't get girls. So I understand the way you're thinking about it. And I really need to get you to understand that I'm not just speaking to, to flex, or I really don't want you guys to dismiss this. Please prioritize yourself. Don't be so quick to try to bring a woman into your life because you think it's going to make you more happy, or you think it's going to be more fun, or even just for the sexual aspect. Please don't, bro. It's not all it's cracked up to be. There's so much more fun things, man. I'm telling you, if I had way more enjoyment hanging out with the bros, playing basketball, going to the gym, playing video games with my brother, going to the movies, hanging out with family, taking family trips, family vacations, those things have brought so much joy and happiness into my life without any negative attachments. That's the thing when it comes with women. Even if you have them in your life, a lot of times, even if they bring some kind of positive aspect, they also bring a negative aspect. It's rarely ever all positive with women. It's rarely ever that. But in other aspects of life, like video games, the gym, family, friends, for the most part, it's all positive, no negative, So that's just something to think about, guys. That's all I wanted to touch on in this video. Don't want to make it too long, but just remember that there's more to life than women. Okay? Remember that. Focus on yourself. Enjoy the other things. Enjoy family. Enjoy friends. Enjoy the gym. Enjoy video games. Don't be so quick to get a girl. But that's all for this one, guys. If you got value from it, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, check out my second channel. It's Jay Randall. On that channel, I do reaction videos to Red Pill content and give you guys tips and tricks on how to navigate this very treacherous dating marketplace. Until next time, guys, take it easy.